If we looked at the earliest recorded photograph of a classroom, say in the United States, we will see rows of desks, blackboard at the front, and a teacher teaching to her class. If I went to the nearest school, doesn't matter which one, walked into the first classroom on the left, I will see rows of desks, board at the front, and a teacher teaching to her class. It's been about 150 years that we have been working with this education system. People have changed, society has changed, technology has massively changed. Even the way we communicate with each other has changed. Yet, fundamentally, our education system in the Western world has not changed. We still teach math, science, and English as the most important subjects. Students still have textbooks when we have access to the internet. And children are still judged and assessed on standardized systems based on some imagined norm created from a census. Anyone else see a problem with that? When I was studying computer networking in Tauranga, I was sitting in a classroom full of computers with about 25 other students, and the tutor stood up at the board and asked us a question about CPUs or something. And about 20 of the students sat there looking at the tutor waiting for the answer. Another 4 of them were flipping through our textbook, which was thick enough to kill somebody, and I had the answer in 3 seconds. Am I smarter than everybody else in the room? Certainly not. More experienced? Better educated? No. Dropped out of college. I know how to use Google, and most other people don't think to use it. I had the same problem when I was a kid in high school, and even earlier actually, because Google has been around for a long time and search engines have been available for even longer than that. I can remember doing book reports in grade school and them telling me that I needed 3 or 4 paperback references. Now I can spend 2.5 minutes on the internet, like 10 seconds now, finding an exact digital copy of a physical reference book. But it wasn't accepted because it was on the internet. They needed a physical paper copy. How outdated is that? And this is the issue I have with the education system in general, is we are educating our young people for a world which no longer exists. And what we have to remember is that traditionally, the working class was not well thought of. And so when the education system was designed, it was designed by wealthy nobles who did not think that working class people were human, if even really deserving of education. And it was designed to create a factory worker to fill labor mills and coal mines so that the rich people could keep getting rich. That's not the world we live in anymore. You know, in New Zealand, for example, I think maybe 1 in 1,000 people will end up working in a factory, probably less than that. So why do we educate our children this way? Why are we teaching our children to work in factories and then being really confused when they leave college or university with massive student debt and can't get a job? Because what they need to get a job is experience and adaptability. And they've spent 18 years being taught how to be rigid and not find things out. Our education system needs to change. No, it doesn't need to change. We need to scrap it, set it on fire, and completely start from scratch. Because if we adapt the old system, we will always still have the old mentality buried in it. So we need to start fresh, build a new education system with the ideals, the concepts, and the equality of modern Western society.